camping over there, certainly if you whether you hang your food up there on the other side or up here, either way, if there's a bear on the other side of the bridge, they'll use the bridge and come right past the campsite. So, things to think about. Maybe unlikely, but and you have to think about what bears are used to as well. If there's kind of established camping in an area, or there's a shelter in an area where people often camp, then bears in the area may and sometimes do learn that that's a potential source of food, especially if they've scored some food in that area before. Anytime an animal finds a good food source, they will remember it and check back later at other times. So that's why I think, you just simply cannot let a bear get your food no matter what. Now, I haven't encountered one, so it's easy enough to say that before you've actually had an encounter with a bear. But so if you're, that's one thing about camping in the forest, just what they call stealth camping, which just means, you camp somewhere off the trail, just a sort of a spontaneously chosen location or whatever, not an established campsite. When you do that, one thing that you can take some comfort in is that, you're going to have your food hung up in a tree somewhere, but the bears in the area are not going to be used to finding food there, so they're not going to, they're not going to be aware that they're not going to be coming to that area looking for food like they found there before. But again, it doesn't mean that they can't smell it if they happen to come into the area, because they certainly can. So this grassy area here, I think this is the very eastern end of East Mill Flow. And then, you got some swampland there. I guess they just call this a flow. It's like a big swampy area out of which water flows. And I guess eventually the water makes its way to the Shroon River. So the water should be flowing to our right, even though it doesn't look like it's moving there. And as we continue on this way, we will, I guess there's a bridge. There's got to be a bridge somewhere. Puts us on the south side of this, and we walk along it for a while. That's where we first heard those crazy rubber band birds, or whatever they are. I don't know if they're birds. I don't know what they are. I can't see anything. I'm only hearing the weird noise. There's not a lot of elevation change on this trail. It's fairly level most of the way, and makes for nice strolling. Well, I mean, sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's jungly. Yeah, here we go. Here are those two bridges, one after the other, that put us on the other side of the flow. And as you can see, as the water passes through here, it looks like a stream. It really is flowing. It goes out that way, and then just beyond, it's hard to see on camera, but it looks like a big grassy field beyond, right? So it's like a big marsh area. And then the water moves basically to the left, and sometimes comes out to a big pond there. And then farther down, I know we cross it again. There's a bridge there. And once we cross that stream, then we head into the jungle and the forest for the next 2.7 miles until we get back to headquarters. Back to base camp, if you will, to borrow some lingo from, Everest climbers. Actually, speaking of that, you might ask, hey John, would you ever have any interest in summiting Mount Everest, doing an Everest climb? Well, no. Okay, we're back along the portion of East Mill Flow where you can actually see water and not just grasses. This stretch is where we first heard the rubber bands.